Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Jenallee Show. I'm Jenny Long.
And I'm Celie Clark.
And we are Jenallee. We are so excited that you have joined us this afternoon, and we have an exciting guest. You're going to love hearing from her. So find out more right after this.
The Jenallee Show. Try everything. The Jenallee Show. Try everything.
Christine! Yes! We're so excited you're on the show.
I'm so excited to be joining you, ladies. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, we're yours.
Thank you.
We have with us today Christine McKee, and we actually met her last year at ISTE, and we had connected on Twitter, and we had been following her and all the amazing things she does, and we were in the playground area, and she found us and came, and we were like, it's you, we get to meet in real life. Like,
so great.
Yeah, well, and we're fellow MIE experts, so that makes us family.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sure. It's just always so great, like that when you meet in real life and you get to make that, face-to-face connection. So it's such a fun memory, and those memories always stay with you. So
for sure. And I loved seeing that picture that you had of the three of us when we did finally meet up at ISTE. That was so great.
Yes. I think, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to let Christine introduce herself and tell us more about her in just a second. But if you are watching live, we would love for you to tell us who you are and where you're from so we can see where you're joining from. Drop that in the comments. And if you are watching recorded later, still you can interact and let us know where you're from. And any questions you have, feel free to put those in the comments as well. And we will address those as we're going along. So we are so excited, and let's get started. Christine, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, my name is Christine McKee, and I'm an emerging technology consultant in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So it's a little different. I like to equate it to maybe like a TOSA down in the States, because it is basically a teacher role, but I'm a consultant working for my school division. It's insane. I work on an amazing team of 4 incredibly talented people, and the 4 of us serve 96 schools and over 4,000 educators. And I can't even count the number of students. Like I've been listing numbers all day, and I know we're like high 20,000s or more, but like I can't, probably even more than that. I'm just not great with numbers, ladies.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, it has to be more than that because we have how many schools? We have 20,000 students and 28
schools this year.
28 schools. And so if you're serving 90 something schools, I can't even imagine how many students that is. That's amazing.
And the amazing
superwoman.
Thank you. Well, you know what I love so much about my position is that I'm working with the littles. I'm working with like we call it 100 Voices. It's a pre-K, all the way up to grade 12. And then of course I get to work with teachers, fellow consultants, administrators, and division leaders. So it's really every day is a different, brand new adventure.
That's awesome. We feel the same way. And you guys must be really, really busy with only 4 of you. We have 10 on our team. So we know you are working. You're working like crazy for sure. So that's awesome. And thank you for taking time to be with us this afternoon.
Well, again, thank you so much for the invite. I'm honored to be a part of your show.
Oh, yay. Christine, we have something special to say to you, though. Are you ready?
Oh, sure.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
I was hoping you didn't see it because we snuck it in at the last second. So we were like, hopefully she won't see it.
No, I didn't see it. Oh, thank you for the little surprise and the birthday wishes. Oh, thank you.
Christine's birthday was yesterday, so we would definitely want to celebrate her, and hopefully she had a good day and know how much she is loved and appreciated. We have a couple of comments here. Chris Gerard, I threw this up there a second ago, but he says that you are Flipgridding awesome. I love that, Chris. And Neil is here. Neil is been a loyal viewer, and he says, "Hi, Jenny and Slee and Christine. It's Neil. Same bat time, same bat channel." So
Hi, Neil.
we're so excited, and he says, "Happy birthday, Christine."
Oh,
So,
thank you so much.
awesome.
All right,
Well,
so Chris, go ahead. We also wanted to ask you,
Yes.
so what has been your biggest wow moment during remote learning?
Okay, honestly, again, being able to put on these incredible workshops. So we were a little worried as a team about how we were going to continue on professional learning, but in an interactive way and getting teachers on board. Well, wow, did the teachers jump on board. In the past 38 days, we have put on over 77 workshops for over 3,200 teachers.
Wow.
And I think what's been absolutely just made my heart like just so full has been seeing teachers come back and send emails or send messages through Microsoft Teams saying, you know what, I've never tried using the computer in the classroom. I've never tried yet, like using this different digital tools or technology, and I'm rocking with it. Like I had a teacher share. She invited me to be a co-pilot on her grid. She had never used Flipgrid before. Started using it the day after I presented a session. Invited me to be a co-pilot because she had a student who wrapped his introductory video. And I'm telling you, ladies, this grade 8 boy could have a record deal tomorrow. And she's like, this kid never talked in class, was the kid that walked in, hood up, sitting in the corner, don't talk to me. And she's like, all of a sudden, here he is on Flipgrid rapping and like full on music video.
It sounds like we need Brian Smith to check him out for vocabulary.
Yeah,
I think so. Yes.
That's awesome.
I mean, I love that. I mean, getting to see kids' creativity come out right now is really great because really kids we've been encouraging our teachers to give our kids the option to choose how they want to create and choose how they want to respond.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Well, and I think what's been so like overwhelmingly joyful for me has just been a lot of times I'll go in, do professional learning, and you move on to the next site. You don't necessarily hear back or get to see the results. And through this remote learning challenge, we have had more and more teachers share what they've taken a chance on creating or what their students have taken a chance on creating.
Mm-hmm. And I love, using Flipgrid, just being able to keep everything all in one place, and as a parent, I've loved the myflipgrid.com because I was showing my husband one night. I was like, oh my gosh, you should see this video that Chloe made. And so I pulled that up, and I just love it. Everything is there in a portfolio for them to, to stay with them and just to remember these times and how they're expressing themselves. And I just love that it's all there and stays with them from year to year. Like it's just go back and see those memories. Even
to see the progression of learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Liam's story, and I go back through his portfolio, so to speak, on Flipgrid, and just knowing that this little boy started out recording videos with like a few words and like very short sentences, and now he runs out of time every video, especially if he's talking about Minecraft, ladies.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted to start a YouTube channel because I think he could be like the next
that's a great idea.
Guru.
And I know you're going to share about this, but Chris says that your Flipgrid website is a great resource. So we'll definitely let you talk about that too.
Thank you. Yes, we'll definitely share that.
All right. I think we have our next question. Yes, myflipgrid.com. Excellent place to go check out. If you're not aware of it, it is a portfolio that basically has all of the videos that you've ever created on Flipgrid and all of the grids that you've responded to. So definitely check that out if you weren't aware of that or haven't looked at it. So our next question is, how have you connected with others during this time? And you talked a little bit about all the sessions that you've been doing and just all the work and your teachers, but what other ways have you been connecting with your teachers or your just coworkers or even just other people in your PLN?
Well, through Flipgrid, I love this. I actually created a grid that's just for drop in, pop in a message. And then we can all reply to each other. And it could be like a question about something serious, work related, or it could literally just be like, hey, I wanted to share about this and just take a moment. And then when we have time, we all get to each other's questions. I'm also a huge fan of Twitter, as you ladies know. I have a very large PLN on Twitter, and honestly, I love all of them, including you two, because we share resources almost on a daily basis. Yeah, like from ideas to, oh, you have a question? Yeah, I can definitely answer that. Or vice versa, right? I've had a lot of people share ideas with me. And it's just such a great place for community. And then Microsoft Teams. Sorry.
I was just going to say, that's just one thing that if we constantly try to encourage our teachers, I know it's just one more thing, but we're like, if you would just go to Twitter, you would not believe what you would learn and how you can connect. Like, I think sometimes Twitter just has such a bad persona of like, oh, it's all just trash or whatever, but Slee and I don't even use it personally other than just for educational purposes. And not, I'm like, I don't even know how you find out about what's on The Bachelor or whatever. Like, I just mine would pop up in my feed, but I don't know. Like, I just see my PLN and things that I need to learn. So
I know. And, I hear from other people about, oh, I stay away from social media in the off hours because it's just so tiring or so draining. But honestly, I follow such incredible, positive people. I find educators are those people, right? And so I find that when I jump onto Twitter, it's just such a positive experience. Everybody's lifting each other up, celebrating each other's hard work. And again, just ready, to support you. And I think to myself, like, I'm just this lady from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I mean, how many people in your audience know where Edmonton is? I'd love to know that.
Somewhere out there.
We do have one of the world's largest malls. It used to be the world's largest. It's not anymore, but we do have one of the world's largest malls.
That's impressive.
So, there's that going for us. And we are the festival.
Jenny cannot come to your town.
Oh,
no. Chris Long, you can thank me later for that.
But I think about the people that I have connected with worldwide, right? Just, knowing that I've got friends in Wales and Scotland and Australia and so many friends in the States. And it's just, it's just such, talk about a way to broaden your perspective and really build empathy, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. And I love how you said that, like, it's a feel-good place. Like, sometimes Facebook can just be like, blah, like, I'm so tired of hearing all the negativity and all that. But yeah, like, you get on Twitter and your spirits are lifted and you're like, ooh, you're excited and encouraged, like, more learning. I want to try this. So yes. I love that. Definitely a positive space for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. I think we have another question.
We also wanted to know, what events do you have coming up and how can our viewers connect with you?
Oh, awesome. Do you mind if I share my screen?
Please do. We would love that.
Okay. All right. So I have a few things on the go right now. I wanted to share resources with your community. So I didn't just put events coming up. I also put some resources that I've developed that I've been sharing with my learning community over the past couple of months. So I have formative assessment and feedback in Flipgrid and shorts and screen recording. And I think we're going to talk about those a little bit later. But I also wanted to share with you a blog post that I wrote for two of my favorite people.
And our favorite.
And your favorite as well, right? Big shout out to Mario and Alberto, the E-twins. So I have a blog post that has been posted on their site about student voice and empowering students. But if you want to check out, I'm so beyond excited for this. I am going to be presenting for Microsoft Connect Ed June 29th. And I was so excited because they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, would you present about Flipgrid?" And I had to, I had to keep it under wraps. I couldn't even tell people for like the first 2 weeks that I was presenting about Flipgrid. So my session's going to be fostering student engagement with Flipgrid, making connections, building relationships, and empowering all learners.
Oh my goodness, you're going to rock it. I'm so excited.
And if you want to connect with me, I know that this might sound a little crazy, but I actually share my work email. My work email, christine.mckee@ecsd.net, is actually on my Flipgrid website, my MTech Flipgrid Resource Center. And I purposely put it there because if you're viewing my resources and you have a quick question about, well, how did you create this? Or how did you do this? Or, hey, can I use this? I want you to be able to reach me directly. So I have my ecsd.net email. And then, of course, I can be reached on Twitter at cmckee27 and Instagram at mckeec27.
Christine, we had a question come up real quick from Neil. I'm going to throw this up here. What is the most creative way that you have ever seen someone using Flipgrid?
Well, oh my gosh. Oh, I've seen so many creative things. I think one of my favorites that inspired me was with the new screen recording feature and shorts, actually developing mini lessons. So I had a teacher who actually put together an entire lesson where they imported their own picture sticker of their anchor chart, and they were doing a class read aloud, but they were app smashing with Epic and Doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had pre-recorded some content of her. She put herself in the book and using Doing. And then she had that in the video, which she was screen recording. And then she also screen recorded herself reading the book off of Epic.
Wow.
And then had those anchor charts. So she obviously kept pausing throughout to come back to the anchor charts to be able to guide students to what they were reading and be able to, make those connections.
Wow.
Yeah.
My favorite way that I've seen it used recently, I know it's not to me, Neil, but I'm going to answer because I think it's fun.
For it.
One of my friends, Bernie Duke from Van, Texas, she actually did a Mask Singer event with her class or with her teachers. I think it was for her teachers for PD. And they all put emojis over their faces and did like songs, and they had to guess which teacher was singing. I was like, how much fun is that? I totally want to play.
I want to do that. Yeah.
No one wants to hear me sing, but it would be so much fun.
I love that.
I think I could do it if I had an emoji and, covering my face.
Yeah, right.
I think, like you said, too, using the shorts piece, like I think, and we've been, talking to our teachers about that too. I think that they either don't know or don't realize, instead of making a grid or making topics, you can just use that shorts recording tool to make your lessons. And I love that the Merrills have that example of the emoji stickers, stacking the emojis.
Yes.
And showing math and doing all kinds of different things with that. So that's been a really fun way to do it too. So just so many great ideas.
And I definitely want to check out your formative assessment piece. We've been really diving into hyperdocs with Lisa Highfill. And one of the things she really talked about is in the explore section to make sure that we don't just give students content to look at, but they actually come back and reflect. And then you as the teacher can take that reflection and know how you want to guide your lessons from there. But Flipgrid is the tool we keep coming to for our students to share and reflect on. So I definitely want to look at those resources of yours.
Well, one of the things that I love to do, speaking of reflection, is I like to call it stacking Flipgrid videos. So the students come in, they answer the question, so they have their response there. But then they come in at another time and they respond to themselves with what they've learned since and how
I love that.
And they are able to really reflect on, what did I originally say? How has my learning maybe caused a shift in my thinking? And they're able to reflect on their progression of learning.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
love that.
And that's also too, like what you were saying with the myflipgrid.com, you can see the progression of over the year, how the students have grown and changed in their learning too.
Yeah.
I want to go back to, will you show the slide of the Connected Ed too, so we can speak to that on that next slide?
Oh, sure. The individual slide of it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me just pull that up here.
Is it your second slide, that second one?
My second one is...
Yeah.
No. I can throw it in really quick though. Let's see. There we go.
Awesome. So here is the information. And I think we even have the link.
We even have the short link for you here.
We do.
Look at this on the fly. I love it.
Woo,
Perfect.
Awesome. And tell me again, what date is that you're speaking?
So yes, this is going to be running on June 29th.
Oh, yes.
And definitely, I can't recommend this conference enough. The lineup of speakers, I mean, Mark Sparvel is going to be one of the keynote speakers.
Oh my goodness.
And the speakers that have just been like coming out of the woodwork lately, saying I'm going to be speaking at Connect Ed, it's going to be a phenomenal lineup.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already registered. First, as soon as I saw Mark Sparvel, I was like, I'm in.
Well, here's something too. Celine and I will actually be in Florida on that day on a girls trip, but I guarantee you we're going to be making time for this so that we can watch you. So.
you know we will.
We might be watching from the beach, but we will be watching.
Say.
We're excited. We have a hello from Michael. He says, hey, Christine.
I love this. Oh my gosh, getting to connect with so many people. I love it.
It's wonderful.
So speak to us a little bit about your formative assessment that you were kind of talking about with the shorts.
For sure. So one of the things that I wanted to really help teachers do during this time of remote learning was really reach out to their students through mini lessons. Because one of the things that we started to really discover was teachers were not sure how to present content, how to deliver that content in this remote learning situation. Do we jump on a Teams meeting and talk for the entire hour, essentially lecturing students? Or do we give content asynchronously, let students read and then answer questions? And what we wanted to do as a team, or what I wanted to do in particular, was I wanted to make sure that teachers understood that we could break down the content and deliver it in unique multimodal ways to engage our students, but also inform our students. Because if you think about it, if we were in class face-to-face, it's very unlikely that we'd be standing at the front of the room talking to a set of slides for the entire hour, right? And so mini lessons became really key to me. And I wanted to see how we could do that in Flipgrid. And I thought of Flipgrid right away because of the new or newer feature, the screen recording. And so I thought, well, why not shorts? Because shorts really give you that time limit. You can only record 10 minutes at a time. You can build in that screen recording feature, and you can now present content. So you could actually present chunks of a PowerPoint. You could bring in the whiteboard feature of the short, right? Use that digital inking, bring in those images. So like I think about the teacher who was using the anchor charts. I know I demoed an example where I brought in an anchor chart and I was able to use the digital inking to mark up that anchor chart as I was explaining it and breaking it down. I also used Microsoft Whiteboard in order to do like a brain dump or a collage. And then I took a screenshot of that and brought that image into Flipgrid and was able to voice over talking about that, right? And then, of course, don't overlook the emojis.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that I know that the Merrills would definitely agree with me on that. But a lot of teachers go, "Oh, emojis. Oh, that's it's nice. It's an extra, you know."
Yeah.
But I love to incorporate emojis from building Flipmoji scenes to doing Flipmoji math to even using those emojis to communicate and tell stories. Right. And yeah, essentially replacing written word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think those are all great ideas. I love, after talking to the Merrills, of course, I love the emojis in Flipgrid because I was that teacher that was like, oh, those are fun. That's cute. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Like I didn't even think of how to use them educationally. And so I love the idea of using them in Flipgrid for education.
Oh, exactly. And the fact that you can bring in the photo stickers, like I think that's just life-changing to me, right? Because now you're able to actually take anything. Like I could take a screenshot of this slide that I have open, and I could put it inside that Flipgrid short and ink it up, add emojis, and communicate it in a multimodal way to my students.
Oh, Jenny left us, but she'll be back. I'm sure just her internet. But
we love to call it tech gremlins at this time of day.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Well, Michael has some good comments, and Chris. Michael says he used the shorts feature as a great for quick 10-minute lessons for those students who can't be live and can still access the learning. So, Michael, we totally agree. I think that's a great way to use it that way. And Chris says, I use shorts to make really quick help videos for my colleagues that I can send through WhatsApp, email, etc. And I believe it's Chris who also has in Flipgrid like a table of contents of videos, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think Jenny is back.
Hello. Gotta love when your Wi-Fi drops.
I know, right? We have some other good ideas. Chris says, I didn't even think about this, Chris. You're so smart. Emojis are great for students with autism when teaching communication as well. So what a great way to incorporate that into your videos, or even for students who maybe are shy and don't want to necessarily be on camera. They might be able to express themselves with that as well.
Exactly. Those reluctant sharers, right?
Yeah, I love this. Okay, and one more. Chris says, the students I work with love drawing with the whiteboard feature as they don't want to be on camera. So again, Flipgrid is really a very versatile app. I love that you can use it in many different ways to help students learn.
Well, and that's why I really emphasize that it empowers all learners,
Absolutely.
right? Regardless of age, regardless of ability. I think it's the perfect platform to really give all students the opportunity to share and express themselves.
And you know what I think is interesting is that you would think that kids, as much as they're on video and doing, all their stuff, that they would be okay with showing their face and making recordings. But even my teenagers are, I don't want to show my face. I don't want to have to take a picture. I don't know, like, I guess with Snapchat, they're so used to just taking a picture of their forehead. But, I'm like, you don't have to show your face. You can take a picture of something else, or put up a whiteboard with text on it, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to necessarily be your face. And so I hope that teachers are stressing that too, and making whatever you're comfortable with, because it doesn't have to be a selfie too at the end. It can be whatever. So
Yeah.
It in our division is that pixel filter.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I like, as much as they love flipping into whiteboard mode, as soon as you show them the pixel filter, they're like, oh, I could have fun with that.
Mhm. Love that.
Agreed.
Awesome. So I guess you've talked about some of the comments while I was
We
gone.
have, yes. We shared
Whew.
the comments.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else, Christine, that you want to share about things that you've got coming up, or?
Let's definitely share your contact information again. Can we share your
Oh,
screen?
for
Do you mind?
sure. Yeah. So here's the slide of my contact information.
So cute. Look at that. Look at all those
Love it.
badges and
Oh,
So the one little story that I can tell you about the button, I actually had this made up as stickers for going to Microsoft E2 in Sydney,
Yes.
Australia, and all the stickers arrived like the day after it was postponed.
Oh no.
Like, oh.
Yeah, so that's something. Christine was going to go and have the opportunity to go to Australia, and such an exciting opportunity. So I know that that's very disappointing, but
I know.
so awesome to be selected for sure.
But yeah, look forward to when they do bring it back and what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So yeah. The only other thing I wanted to really showcase, if it's all right, is my MTech Flipgrid Resource Center, and I have
Yes.
that link down at the bottom. I have a whole website dedicated to everything and all things Flipgrid. And as Flipgrid has been busily announcing a lot of new updates and new features, I've been revamping the site and adding video tutorials, PDF tutorials. I even have a section dedicated for remote learning, with student guides, as well as guides for teachers and guides for parents.
Wow. I remember when we first found that resource. Remember, Celie? We were like,
Oh
oh my
my goodness.
gosh, we were like, check this out. This is amazing. So
She
we
did.
definitely.
She's like, Celie, you got to see this now. I was like, okay, I'm ready. Let's dig through it. Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Yeah, so
Thank
we need to go
you.
see the things you've updated for sure.
Yeah, well, and it started as a labor of love for the teachers in my division, because I was so busy with so many schools, and I just couldn't get out fast enough to everyone who was wanting to learn more about Flipgrid. And so I thought, well, I'm going to put a website together, and it just ballooned from there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Wow, that's awesome. We have a couple of comments. Michael says, you'll get there, mate. We can catch up for a decent coffee. I think that was after we were talking about YouTube. And then Chris said, Flipgrid has been great at building my own confidence in front of the camera. Happy to speak publicly, but always used to feel weird speaking in front of the camera before Flipgrid. So I think that's, speaks to people overcoming some of those fears. So again, this is an amazing tool that we have seen change lives.
Oh, yes. Well, and do we have a minute for me to share about that? Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking about changing lives, I write about it in the blog post that I shared with the E-twins about my son's journey, because he has a severe speech delay. He was actually nonverbal until around 4 years of age and was using an AAC device, so an assistive tech device. And I introduced him to Flipgrid. He was my little guinea pig while I was trying to work out how to pitch Flipgrid to our division and say, hey, we have to, bring this app in and expose as many teachers as possible to it. And my son started using it regularly to practice words at first, and then eventually sentences. And then we worked up to finding interests that sparked him. And one of those interests was Minecraft. And he started telling stories about Minecraft on Flipgrid. And he went in kindergarten. That's kind of like our true measurement, because he was starting the year with that AAC device and with support of a speech and language pathologist. And he was really only understood about 30% of the time. By the end of kindergarten, when they retested him, he actually no longer needed the AAC device, and he was now being understood 70% of the time.
Wow.
I know that
amazing.
it's that he had a whole team working around him with supports. I know that he had more than just Flipgrid, but I do believe that Flipgrid gave him that confidence that Chris had mentioned, and really allowed him to express himself and see himself expressing himself. And it really inspired him to just keep pushing and persevering forward, right?
I think it really does show the power of verbal justification, right? Like allowing our kiddos to speak and to share, and then even to, express their thoughts. It really is important. And I love that story. It's so inspiring. I know Jenny cried.
I know, and I got chills. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm super excited. Our friend Mohammed is here as well. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Yay! I know.
That's awesome. And there were a couple more comments that Michael and Chris are going back and forth, but but yeah, I love that story, Christine, and it just speaks to the power of Flipgrid and just being able to have students, and I've seen that even within my own daughter, and just, the videos that she's doing and everything that she's, expressing herself and how she's just feeling more comfortable too. So that's amazing for your son, and your story is just so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. No, I love being able to share that story, because I would hope that others take away from it how Flipgrid truly does empower others, and how it's definitely worth trying for every student, and every student is capable. So like, I know I love talking to Chris because we do talk a lot about his autistic students and students with special needs, and how they even gravitate towards Flipgrid, right? And how we can really reach any and all learners. And provide them with this platform that is not only a safe space, but makes everyone feel that their voice is something to be valued and is important.
Amen. And I think it helps to remove those barriers and inhibitions and obstacles that everyone has. And if you aren't a good writer, or you can't, just being able to express yourself. I mean, we can all express ourselves if we can, through verbal. So for those students that can utilize that tool, it's definitely an amazing platform.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you want to share with us? We appreciate all your resources, and we're going to go and check out your website again and get caught up on all the things that you've updated.
Yes.
And,
thank you. I just wanted to share that over the summer, I'm going to be working on putting together a website. I know I was telling you two ladies earlier that I've been doing a lot of guest blog posts, but I'm going to up my blogging game and actually publish it under my own website. But I still love doing the guest blog posts, and I want to keep that up. but I also want to start putting it out under my own website that I'll be sharing again through Twitter and Instagram. And I just would love to connect. So if we're not already connected, look for me on those platforms. I'd love to connect with you. I'm very passionate about helping others. I'm so blessed that I get to wake up every morning and, actually work to support others and empower others to grow as leaders. And that's just what I want to keep doing.
Well, you're doing great at it. And we continue to love all the work that you do. And we can't leave today without talking about, because we kind of talked about the Microsoft community, but right now, and that's how we met, and that, like you said, that's how we have gotten to know each other. So right now it is a time that you can nominate through the self-nomination process to become an MIE expert. So we always want to encourage our friends, if you're not part of this community, what are you waiting for, right? Like go on there right now. And it's pretty simple. You just have to create a sway highlighting ways you're using Microsoft and how you're helping others. And, if you're renominating who you brought into the community, and just share some pictures and samples of things. So we definitely want you to be part of our family so that you can grow and learn with us too, if you aren't already.
And I think your viewers should definitely check out flipgrid.com as well for the different badges, level 1, 2, and 3 certification and student voice ambassador. I cannot tell you how much it means to me to be a level 3 grid guide with Flipgrid, to be an MIE expert. And just this past December, I found out that I was actually an MIE fellow in Canada. So it means so much to me to be a part of these communities. These communities are so much more. They are truly family. And so, I definitely support you in encouraging your audience.
And really global, right? You're from Canada, we're from the States. Yeah, we have Scotland.
Our friends from all over. Yeah.
I know. And so it really is a global community of teachers coming together, which I love.
And Chris even says maybe even make a Flipgrid video for your MIE application. So
I love it. You can
embed it in your sway. Yep. And I think Chris wants to be a guest blogger. So Chris, we would love to have you be on our blog or Christine's blog. I know Christine's working on that so that she can get that going. And Michael said the same. Now, vlogger, Michael, do you want to be on our show, which is kind of a blog? Or do you want to be on? We would love to have you on. And we were just telling Christine earlier, we need to start having guest bloggers on our blog as well. So we're excited to see what you create this summer, Christine. So we can't wait to see that.
I can't wait to share with you, ladies.
Well, we thank you so much for spending this afternoon with us. We know that it's been a super, super busy time for you, and you had a birthday and just all kinds of things going on in your life. And we just really appreciate you taking time out for us this afternoon.
Well, again, I'm so honored that you had me on to share my voice. Honestly, thank you so much, ladies. This has been a blast.
It's our pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
For our viewers, we don't have anyone scheduled right now. We're kind of it's summer of this Thursday. Tomorrow would actually be the official last day of school for our students. So this week there have been a lot of clap outs, celebrating, and we actually are having a face-to-face graduation or in-person graduation on Saturday. So our team is going to be helping set up the tape on the chairs where everyone has to sit and everything. It's going to be at a football stadium outside. So we're going to kind of take a break from some of our shows for the summer and work on some other projects, but I'm sure we'll have some pop up.
There will be some sporadic ones. Yeah. So keep your eyes open for sure.
We don't have anything scheduled for next week, but I'm sure we'll come up with something. Oh, Michael says, happy 21st birthday, Christine. Well, we thank you all for joining. And if you're watching recording later, then feel free to add some comments and ask any questions and reach out to Christine, connect with her. I know she is going to be a huge asset in your life. So we are very thankful and blessed to know her and have her in ours as well.
Oh, thank you, ladies.
So thank you. You guys go and be
a different kind of awesome.
Bye.
We want you.